Hi, I'm Josh Juno, member of the NetBeans Dream Team. In this screencast, I will demonstrate the enhancements made to the NetBeans Profiler in NetBeans 8.1. The Profiler user interface has been completely redesigned for NetBeans 8.1, making it even easier to use. The initial setup has been simplified, so that there's not as much work that needs to be done right out of the gate to get started with the Profiler. Let's jump right in and begin profiling our Maven-based web application named Acme World. To begin, let's make sure that the application is configured to be deployed to Glassfish 4.1 server by right-clicking and choosing Properties, and then we will go to the Run selection. We can see that Glassfish server is set up and we're ready to go. What we will do is right-click and we will choose Profile, and you'll see that you're presented with the Configure and Start Profiling screen, which explains the steps for enabling the profiler. Basically, all you need to do is click on the Configure Session button that is up in the left-hand corner of the editor, and then you select the desired profiling mode. Let's begin by selecting the telemetry mode. Once selected, you can see that the dashboard containing charts for CPU and GC, garbage collection, memory, and threads is displayed. Click on the Profile button again to get started. And now we can see that we're connecting to the target VM and the Acme World application is being deployed to our Glassfish server. As you can see, the IDE automatically connects to the target JVM, and so no further configuration is necessary. So taking a look around, we can see that the dashboard allows us to zoom in and we can zoom out of the results for each chart just by selecting these icons to the right-hand side of the charts. It's also easy to scroll back and forth through time using these buttons, and you can see that when I hover the mouse over a particular chart, I can see a detailed overlay conveying the results at that moment where the mouse cursor is hovering. As I mentioned before, we see the charts CPU and GC, memory, garbage collection, which allows us to see information pertaining to surviving generations, and threads and classes. You can change the view so that only the charts you wish to see will be displayed by selecting the View buttons at the top of the window. As you can see, when I select the button and disable it, the chart is removed from the view. The process buttons at the top of the window contain a few targeted tasks that can be used to perform tasks at will. If you hover over the button, it explains the task that will be completed. Let's go ahead and invoke the garbage collection task, and we'll select the third button here. And as you can see, the garbage collection process is initiated with the blue line that's displayed in the garbage collection chart. If we do it again, you'll see another blue line occur. Now let's go ahead and we'll take a look at some of the object profiling that we can perform with the NetBeans Profiler. First, let's choose the Object option in the Profile window. Now, if you wish, you could profile all classes within the running JVM, as you can see in this drop-down menu. But since we're targeting a specific project, we'll just look at the classes within it. And since we're interested in profiling the entire application at this point, we will not select any particular classes to profile. However, it is possible to set custom filters by selecting specific classes. And we click on the button and you can see that we can choose a class from within our project or classes to go ahead and profile. You can use the filter to filter down the class name. Makes it real easy to select which classes you're interested in profiling. We'll go ahead and we'll select project classes for our purposes here. When we select the Profile button, we can see that a number of classes are going to begin to appear within the Profile window once it connects to the JVM. Specifically, we're seeing all the classes that are instantiated at the application startup time, and we can see that most of them are EJB or entity classes, and we have the exception of some possible servlet context listeners, application scope classes, or session scope controller classes that we've invoked. If we open up the application in the browser, then we'll go ahead and click on the standard menu option. And next, I'll click on the current reservation list to get a list of the current reservations at Acme World. And now we can see that the park reservation class is definitely using up a few more live bytes because it has been initiated and it's been doing some work. So if we right-click on the class, we select Go to Source, then that will open it up in the editor for us to go ahead and take a look at. Other options available allow us to take a snapshot of the existing results and reset collected results. We can select the Thread Dump button to take a snapshot of the existing threads along with their status. So we'll do that now. And if we look down the list a bit, we can see that there are some concurrency locks waiting. Some of the thread states are runnable, etc. And this could be helpful if we're trying to pinpoint an issue or investigate which threads are in use at a particular time in our application. Next, let's take a look at the heap dump of a selected project. By choosing the second button in the group, we're going to specify that we wish to use the selected project. And once that opens up, we are going to want to open it within the heap blocker by selecting yes. Now we can see lots of information regarding the current threads, the largest objects in our project, and we can find specific information on the classes and instances. This could be a very beneficial tool if you're troubleshooting an application for a memory issue, or if we simply just wish to see how much memory our application is using before we deploy it to our production environment. So let's go ahead and we'll select the Threads option in the profiler. And when we elect to view information, we can either show live threads, all the threads, finished threads, and selected threads. This thread option does allow us to walk the timeline by choosing these options here with the zoom in and zoom out. And it also allows us to see the total running time. We can take a thread dump. We can take a heap dump like before, and we can also request a garbage collection. Lastly, let's finish up by taking a look at the methods profiler. If we select this profiler from the list, we can then choose project classes in the profile list to see all the classes within our project, of course. And we should see some of the HTTP listeners showing up in the list once we perform some action within our application here. So if we go back, we should see the listeners. And since this application is using a background processing concurrency API, we may also see a managed executor service thread showing up here eventually. And if we elect to show the hotspots, we can see which methods are doing the most work in the application at this time. We definitely have some JPA queries happening behind the scenes and some JSON. So that does it for our brief look at the updated NetBeans profiler. If you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, you can download NetBeans 8.1 Beta 1 and take it for a spin right now. My name is Josh Juneau, and I hope you enjoyed this screencast. Thanks for watching.